Hello, my crafting friends. It's Diane Evans with stampinwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So this is Monday, and this is when I collaborate with Judy Anderson from the United States. I go on Monday. I show something that we decide that we're going to showcase, and then she comes on Tuesday. So today what we decided to do was to use something from the J to J mini catalog that we don't know whether if it's retiring or not. So I thought I'd pull something out that I haven't used yet. And that's our calming or our Dahlia Days bundle. So if you are here on YouTube, welcome. And if you are make sure that you're subscribed. And if you are on Facebook, make sure that you say hello. Now, I'm hoping I didn't go live ahead of time, but I shouldn't have because I didn't say to go live. But in any event, so have you seen this bundle? Hello, Norma. Have you seen this bundle? It is on page 35 of the J to J mini catalog. And you know what? This is one that didn't really catch, hello. This is one that didn't really catch my eye. But you know what? When you start going through the catalog and you start seeing more and more different things, well, that's what's happened when this came about. Now, I am going to do something a little unorthodox, is what I might say. With this, I'm not using a whole pile of stamp sets. I'm just going to use a couple of, just 2 stamp sets, actually. I'm going to use a sentiment stamp set, and I'm going to use this label stamp. And then I want to showcase this die, this background die, because honestly, I think we've had lots of them, but this one is so pretty. So that's this die here, and there's lots of different things that you can do with it. So I'm going to show you one different way that actually, I'll be completely honest, it came to me by mistake. The whole idea, it was not what I intended to do with this. I intended to show off a lot of these different dahlias, but you know what? When it happens, and you just go with it, right? So this is that other die that I'm going to use. And I'm actually going to take that out right now. And I'm going to take out this background die as well. So we know we're going to have a lot of moving and shaking going on in this particular on my studio table here. All right, so it has some really nice sentiments on here. But when we said that we oh, I'm glad you did, Marjorie. When we said that we were going to use something that we weren't sure if it was going to retire, it at this point right now, this is not showing in the annual catalog. It is so, but it might be something that might carry over. We're not too sure, but better to use something and figure out if you really like it or not, right? So that's what I'm going to use. And then I thought, and I was playing with it because of the stamp camp that I have going on at the end of the month. I was playing with the Symbols of Fortune Designer Series paper. Actually, there was a scrap piece that was on my desk. And from that piece, this is how this whole card came about. If you haven't seen this, this is another thing that is not showing in the annual catalog. So I am thinking that this whole suite is going to retire as well. So if you like it, I suggest that you get it. Like I say, it's a beautiful suite. All right, so I'm actually using this designer series paper right here. So this is the designer series paper, and originally what I wanted to do was use this color. And you know what? I cannot figure out, and I mean, I know that the colors that correspond in here are Calypso Coral, and this looks great on Calypso Coral, but to me it's just a little too pink. It's one that is, how do I say, it's just a little too pink. And the Calypso Coral, anyways, I'm going to show you what I'm doing, like say totally different than what I even had planned myself. So I do have my I have some basic white. Now, I always, when I use a base, good morning, Peggy. Good morning, Paula. When I use this basic white as a base to my card, I always make sure I use the thick basic white. And the reason being for that is you want it to stand up. If you use the regular weight basic white, it flips and it flops. It just isn't sturdy. But this is the weight of our regular cardstock. So I have this 5.5 by 8.5, and I've scored it at 4.25. And we're just going to fold into the mountain. And then let's just bring our bone folder. Hello, Felicia. Felicia says this is one of the stamp sets that she doesn't have. Well, honestly, I didn't get this one until later on. So it was one of those ones that, you know, like I say, I didn't get until later on. All right. So like I said, this is that die cut when it's cut out. Now, is it not gorgeous? There's so many different things that you could do with this. But I hope you like what I'm going to do today. So I have this piece. It happens to be, let me see. I have a piece. It's like 5 by 4 inches. And I've gone ahead and I've done this to save the time on there. I used my stitched rectangle dies. And what I did was I just cut that out because I want to have this as a frame. Now, does that not look so pretty as a frame? It kind of looks, I don't know. I was trying to think of what style that was in any event. Okay, and then I have a piece here, and I think I'm going to have to cut this down. I really want to cut it down just a bit. So we'll come in with my trimmer. And this piece I'm going to have, let me see, I want to make sure that it's on the inside. So if I do this at 3 3/4 by 5 inches, so let me go 3 3/4 by 5 inches. Like I say, I love this paper and the whole suite itself. It was one of the ones that I liked at the very, very beginning of the Symbols of Fortune. Okay, so I have this. This is the back side of that. And what I want to do is I kind of want to frame this, but I want to do it in such a way that it's going to look really kind of cool. So this is that. I'm using this more often too. But with this kind of a die, you kind of need to do that. So I'm using the adhesive sheets, and I've gone ahead and I've cut that. Oh, this has got to get cut down too. It should be 3 3/4 by 5 inches as well, because I want to put it onto that one there. So by 5 inches there. There we go. All right. So this adhesive sheets, I am going to put onto the back of this. Now, because I want this side showing, and you just wait till I show you what happens with this. So I'm just coming along with my adhesive sheets, and I'm just going to, and I probably should have my silicone mat underneath here so that I don't get stuck on here. Oh, that's a real dirty one. Let me grab another one. That one's got a lot of glue on it. So I want to put my silicone sheets down there just so that if I tend to go a little off, that it won't stick to my card base. And then we'll do one more. All right. So this is going to make this die stick onto my cardstock 100% better than me going with my glue, right? So let me come in and see what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, oh my goodness, that's not very good there. I am going to take your pick tool, and I'm going to need this. I'm just going to take this off. You know that there's these extra attachments to your take your pick tool, right? Okay. So you can see I was playing with gold with this as well. Just want to get that out of there. All right. So I'm going to go ahead and I am going to cut it out this way. Not the normal way that you would think to do it, right? So, and then I'm going to come in with my cut and emboss machine, and I've got to use the big one because this is too wide to go through with the mini. I'm probably going to have to run this through a couple of times So we're going to have a bit of shaking going on the table. But yeah. So let's go this way. Let's go back. And then another thing that now we are going through 2 pieces of paper. So what I'd like to do then is I'd like to take my 2 number 3 plates and just turn them over so that I've got it going the opposite way. And let's hope that I've got that good and cut. You know what? I'm going to one more time for safe measures, because there's a lot of intricate pieces in that particular die. All right, let's see. Oh, that looks like it's good and cut. And I'm just going to remove that. And now what I want to do is I just want to take these pieces out. And the beauty also of these sheets is whatever is what you think is stuck in there sometimes comes off when you take out the sheets, like when you take off the backing. So let me just do that just a bit more. Tend to you know, I can poke a little bit, but I don't think I'm going to need to poke that much from here. All right. Oops. Let's take that piece off. There we go. Now, what I want to do now is I want to take this part off. So you just want to take that off very carefully. And when you do have, then you can see the different spots that it didn't cut. But is that not gorgeous with the gray? Oh my goodness. Anyways, so what I thought this would look really good at is we're just going to put this, and you know, in real life, this looks so pretty. Oh my goodness. I truly wish or hope that you can see all this. All right. So I'm just going to come in with my Take Your Pick tool. And I'm just going to take this backing off. Once I start taking it off, it'll all come off quite easily. There we go. So just like, very good, very good. All right, so let's take off this next one. This is really not that difficult. I'm making it look more difficult than what it is. These are in strips on the adhesive sheets, so that's why they come off like they do. Now, is that not pretty also on this side as well? It's very pretty. And then we'll just take the last one off. All right. So now I'm going to take this and I'm just going to put it straight right onto the base of this card front, just like that. And like I say, so pretty. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and I'm going to put this frame around there. Now, you see, I might have to do a tiny bit of trimming, but not too much. Nice. Well, you know, sometimes you can just purchase the dies too without buying the stamp set. But honestly, sometimes then you go, oh, you know, where's it? I need the stamp set as well. Now, what I could do is I could put that flat down on there, which, you know what, I think I might, because it'll be, or should I put it with dimensionals on? Let's see. Let me just double check this. The bit of gold and the white and everything in there is so pretty. All right, I think I'm just going to put it on with glue. And I'm going to just do the glue on here because I'm going to then do the label. I'll use that with dimensionals and build up that way. So like I say, I've mixed an Oriental feel, but you know, really, Oriental goes an awful lot with dahlias anyways, right? But it was weird how this all came about on my desk. This was not the intention when I came down here. All right, so there we go like that. Okay, then what I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with this stamp set, this one here. And then I thought to myself, oh, you know, because these are Clearmount stamps, I thought to myself, oh, this is not going to be that great because I'm going to have problems situating something in the middle of this, the sentiment, if you're anything like me. So what I ended up doing was I went and I put this to an amazing woman, and I put that stamp set in there, and let's check it out and see how it's going to actually look, to see if I've got it straight. So I'm going to come in with some memento and just, you know what, I think I'll just come in with, we'll do memento, and then I can just clean this off. I just want to make sure that my sentiment is straight. Not bad, eh? So see how I've got the sentiment in there. So I'm just going to come in and I'm just going to clean that. And yeah, as I always do, I think this one, because of this gold in there, I think it needs gold on it. I wish we were back to where we had our gold ink. That was really amazing to have gold ink on there. Now, let's see. I want to put that onto basic white. So I have a couple of pieces of basic white here, and I'm going to come in and use an embossing buddy. You know, Judy, I agree with you. Judy says there's so many nice sets in there and you just don't know which ones to go with. I think you have to pick your favorite. I know, I think there's only a few that I haven't used. All right, so I have that like that. I'm just going to come down here. Oh, Felicia, I'm sorry, but you know, honestly, it is such a pretty set, and I haven't done as much with it as I'm sure some of you could do with it. All right, so I'm just going to come in here, and I'm just going to dip this in my gold embossing powder. There we go. And yes, I'm going to heat set that because, just because. I want to bring out the gold that's in this gray smoky slate paper. So many people are afraid. Yes. Judy says she needs more hours in the day to play with it and more money in the bank. I totally agree. You know, it used to be when I did everything in person, I didn't get to show off an awful lot of what I had because there was, you know, you only have so much time to show the stuff. But now that I've gone online, I found that I can actually show more stuff. And I really like that because it makes me use all my stamp sets that I have. Now, you know what? If I'd cut this piece of white cardstock smaller, I could have used my mini cut and emboss. But I'm just going to go in here. And we'll just put it onto here. And I'll use my Post-it note tape. Just, I don't know if any of you are demonstrators on here, but I will let you know. We have some really, if you're not, we have some a really neat product that's coming out in the annual catalog. And I can't wait to get my hands on it. And if you don't have this Post-it note tape, you could use that in the place of as well, of this new thing. So, okay, so I'm just going to do that. Who needs gold ink when there's embossing powder? I know, Felicia, you know what? So I sometimes worry that I emboss too much, but honestly, it makes me happy. So I guess I've got to do what makes me happy, right? See, this way we just need Versamark, and then we just need all the different embossing. Do you know that you can emboss in every single color of the Stampin' Up! Colors? Maybe I'll show that on Thursday night. All right, so it looks like I was a little crooked with that, but we're okay. We're going to let that go. But see how that's going to go on there? So I'm going to come and I'm going to use my seal. Because again, I'm going to use this essential trim, which is the gold and the silver. And I'm going to come in with the gold. And we're just going to wrap that around. That gives us a bit of, whoops, this on the back. I always like telling that story of my granddaughter. She just despises the way that I do this. She says, it's so messy, Grandma. It makes me laugh, though. She, like I say, she's quite a linear type person. We both got these really cool journals at Christmas time. I got one and she got one. And it's a journal where you basically, you have to break the spine on the book, and you've got to, you know, it's a really messy book. And because she's a type A personality, she really had issues with it. Where with me, it was really quite simple. I just went and did what it told me to do. And I broke the spine on the book, and that didn't bother me. I ran over it with the tires on the car. Well, she couldn't do that, but she rubbed it in the dirt. Like I say, this kind of thing really bothers her. So, all right. So we have that can go right there. And then I also, whoops. There we go. See how we do that? Oh, gee, I wish you could see this. It's so pretty. Now, I turned around and I cut this out, and I cut this out, and then I turned around and I cut these dahlias out of this paper. And I think I'm going to also put that onto that piece there. See, I haven't really stamped except that the label stamp. I'm just going to stick that down there. It's going to bring a bit more gold. Really dainty card, this one. Very dainty. And then, of course, we need to use embellishments. So I wasn't sure if I could use these beautiful polished dots, or I could use these genial gems. It does, doesn't it? I know the gold embossing is amazing. So tell me, do you think I should use these polished dots or the genial gems? Like I say, these genial gems are retiring from the catalog. I think you can still get them. I'm thinking that you still can. So I don't know what I should use. Let's see what the gold would look like. Ooh, that would look pretty. They're not genial gems. I am so sorry. These are called, oh my goodness. Help me out. These are, oh my goodness. How come I not remember what these are? Oh, this is going to drive me nuts. You know, as soon as they retire, I go and I say, that's it. I'm not using them anymore. But here, they are called gilded gems. I was close. So should we use those? I think that's going to be the best. And I'm going to use all the small ones. Let's just go there. Oh, I really wish you could see this card up close. Like I say, just, I wish, because there's the gold that's in the paper, that paper that was here, where it had the gold bits and the white and the gray. And then, of course, this is the opposite side of the paper. And this was the basic white. Gilded gems. All right. So, yeah, I really, like I say, not that much stamping on here. But it just shows that you can mix and match. I used, like I say, I used the Symbols of Fortune Designer Series paper. The Designer Series paper is definitely retiring. We don't know whether or not if this suite is. It's a beautiful suite. This Dahlia Days with the stamp set and the dies probably or could be retiring after June. And the reason I say that is because it's not in the annual catalog. Thank you. And the other thing that is also retiring are these gilded gems. And then this, I do know this essential twine is getting carried over. So like I say, I hope you enjoyed that. I hope that it kind of gave you a different light of what's available in the catalog. Don't forget, give me the thumbs up. Don't forget, share my video. I really do appreciate it if you do share the video and share from either from your Facebook. I think you have to be on our page in order, which you are actually, I guess, right, Judy? Anyways, but share from Facebook or share from the YouTube. We really do appreciate it. Quick question. Paula has a quick question. Does the Sending You Lots of Love stamp set in it? Okay. In here? Sending You Lots of Love? Well, let's give it a try. You asked if it would fit in there. The stamp set itself, let's see. I think that one's more of a tall one. But let's take a look. Now it's, you could, I think you could get it in there, but I'm not sure. Using it for, you could do it this way. Yes. Yes. What a great idea. Yes, that would fit in there. What a great idea, Paula. Yes, of course that would. And then, of course, this would be up like this, right? Whew, very nice. I like that. Never even thought of that. Yeah, totally different look. Totally different from what I normally do. Oh, you didn't see that. I'm sorry. Let me jump down on there so that you can see that. Yes, this stamp set, this is what Paula asked, would this one fit in here vertically? Yes, it would. And that would then have your card going, with your sentiment going like that. But yes, it would fit right in there like that. What a great idea. Great idea. Anyways, you guys, thanks so much for tuning in. Don't forget to tune back tomorrow. See what Judy has in store. We tend to, I know I had 3 different stamp sets or 3 different things that I was going to use today. And don't ask me, like I say, strange things happen when things fall on your desk and whatever. That's how this card was done. Anyways, have a great day and we will talk to you soon. Bye for now.